I just blinked.
All right. We've gone for a while though, so I think your eyes need that bit of water right now.
Yeah,
They must be dry.
everything was starting to get blurry.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Who's Joe YouTube Edition.
Who's Joe?
Who the is Joe?
Who's Joe?
Who's Joe?
Who's Joe?
Yeah. Who is Joe?
Today I am here with a streamer that goes by BG, and why don't you go ahead and tell us a little about yourself?
Great. Hey, thanks for having me, and I guess kind of maybe congrats on being the first person to like interview me in my capacity as a streamer. All of these are words that sound weird for me to say, but anyway, I'm this 28-year-old dude from Norway who spends his days studying, but now also during the Rona got the inspiration to start streaming, I guess. Always enjoyed playing video games. I've watched and followed streamers for a few years, and then yeah, my friend Emery.
Hey, I'm Emery.
Was I guess the push I needed out the door to start by myself streaming. Other than that, I'm a bit of a like dapper dude kind of guy. I've always had well, not since birth obviously, but like I've had a interest in menswear for many years. So I've brought a bit of that to stream as well. I wear a blazer to stream. People think it's a suit. It's just a blazer. I'm just wearing regular pants most of the time.
So how are you with staring contests?
I wouldn't say I'm great at them. I think everyone wants to believe they're great at them. I don't think I have grounds to say I'm great at them, but I'm very competitive. So I'm about to take this probably more seriously than I need to. Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and dive into the staring contest portion. What I'm going to do is I am going to count down from 5, and then we'll get started. 5.
All right.
4, 3, 2, 1. One question I've done in all of these interviews is if you could collaborate with anybody else on the internet, who would it be?
Oh, anybody else? Anybody? Anybody on the internet? I'll go off like internet personas, I guess. Dr. Disrespect, just because he puts so much like production value into the stuff he does. I think pretty much anyone like that. Yeah, it puts a lot. I like it when streamers and people like bring production value to the internet. I think I just looked down there. I don't think I blinked, but it may have looked like it. That was a blink. I lost.
Okay, I was about to say, I think you may have blinked a couple of times, but...
Oh, okay, yeah, I might have. I'm terrible to this, apparently.
But I agree.
All right.
You're the first person to say Dr. Disrespect for that question.
All right.
But I agree. He's got this almost like WWE character type persona that he brings to his streams.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I totally respect him for that too. I think my main reasoning for it was more the production side stuff, just the like the animations and the things he cuts to and his overlays and all that he puts into it. Like obviously he's still a super charismatic, cool dude who does well on camera with his like, yeah, definitely like, yeah, wrestling like persona that he like so clearly acts. I think he might be one of the few people who really like well, I think many people put on a persona, but he's one of the few people who's like explicit about, well, he doesn't say, but you can very clearly tell that like he's Dr. Disrespect now. This isn't Joe who goes by the name of Dr. Disrespect. This is, I forget his actual name, but this is guy playing character Dr. Disrespect.
I think it would.
I digress.
I think it would be pretty amazing to. I know it probably will never happen, but I think it'd be pretty amazing to get him with his personality into one of these staring contest videos with me, because that it would be hilarious.
I think it would get intense. I think you might lose. You never came close to losing with me, but I think he'd give you a run for your money.
Well, one thing I've done in all the previous videos at this point is I am going to attempt to go the rest of the interview without blinking as well.
All right. Okay. So you just keep going just to flex.
For style points is what they call it in American
All right.
football.
All right. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Yeah. You may have noticed right there. There's an American football. Yeah. I follow the sport, and I also play myself actually over here.
Okay.
But,
So I did a little diving into both your Instagram and your Twitter. And
oh my.
I've got a question for you. What exactly is informatics?
Oh, it's IT basically. It's it's the academic branch of IT. It's the study of information, I guess, but it in like a programming sense. Like it's anything from. It can be hardware as well, but it's mostly like the programming and proper like academic side of IT, I guess. It's the field you're in a university if you're studying computers. So working on a yeah.
I was about to say, and are you still at the University of Oslo?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm working on my master's thesis in language technology. So that's what I spend my daytime and most of my days doing is writing code and reading papers, summarizing them, writing theses. Yeah, that's what my days are.
How do you go about picking your attire, and what is like your favorite clothing shop of choice?
Well, how do I go about picking stuff? It's sort of it's sort of just become like usually a morning ritual. I've been meaning to sort of implement a habit of preparing my outfit the day before. I've been meaning to do that for probably 5 or 6 years, and I still haven't. So it's typically in the morning. It'll just be a bit of going back and forth, to be honest. Like I'll start from something I want to wear that day, which might be a specific like tie, it might be a specific pocket square for that matter, a pair of socks, a shirt, like something to go off of, and then typically try to like build a bit of like a color palette from there. I try to keep it to 2 to 3 colors, typically like 2-ish base colors and 1 contrast. So like for now it's blues, obviously, like a dark blue jacket and a striped white and blue shirt. I hope it's not too washed out. I hope it's fine. And there's a bit of green here, and off screen it pairs with the green of the pants. And then obviously my go-to contrast color, which is orange. I've just had a thing for orange since I was a kid. So it's just become my like name a garment, and I can almost guarantee that I own something that is orange of that type.
When kind of diving into your Instagram, I saw that you like scotch. What would you say is your favorite alcohol of choice?
Oh, I mean, if you dug all the way to scotch, you would have dug for a little bit. I think I can't remember the last time I put some of that. It's been a lot of clothing lately. Well, scotch is my like go-to. If it's one spirit in a glass, just sip it on its own. I'm going scotch. Like there are good cognacs, there are good other things, but it's scotch for me. That's been the one that's like that I've enjoyed the most, that I've indulged the most in, that I know the most about. I I know many things about many alcohols, but Scotch is the one I know the most. So, and if I'm picking one, it's a close tie, but it's probably a Lafroig, so a quite smoky Islay whiskey.
I'm
If we're going very specific to the specific one, it's either if it's on say a budget, it's they have a quarter cask, which is quite like yeah, that I quite like, but isn't still isn't like super crazy expensive. If we're going no holds barred, I've had a 27 year that they did, uh, which was actually kind of cool because when I tasted that, I was 26 years, 364 days, and a few hours off from turning 27. So it was off my bucket list of like drinking something that was older than me. So yeah, that'd be it. Yeah.
So I noticed on your stream that you play Fall Guys.
Yes, it has sort of become my mainstay, I guess. That was never like the plan, but I realized quite quickly after starting to stream, like the game I play the most off stream is Destiny 2. I started just at the start of summer, and then got super heavy into it, which I'll do with games. Like or I guess I'll do with a great many things. Like once I start doing something, I go deep into it. Um, but yeah, then it just became Fall Guys because it was something that was easy to play. Or like Fall Guys isn't easy, but um, it's an okay game to sort of multitask with, like going back and forth from chat and stuff, because you'll have sort of lulls and like once you know the levels, there will be areas where you know like okay, so now for a few seconds I'm just going to be running straight forward, so I can look over the chat, read whatever is new, and start responding to that. So it's like an okay game for that. And also I discovered that my PC just isn't good enough to handle playing games with heavy graphics and streaming it at the same time. It just doesn't work. Like I did a couple streams with Destiny, and I some days it would work okay, and other days it would just completely crap itself. So I sort of ended up just stopped doing that, and I'm now focusing on building that thing, and then I'll be doing probably a lot more Destiny 2 and other sort of AAA things.
I noticed that you've got a couple guitars back there. Do you play guitar?
I do play guitar, not on stream, but it's something I like do on my free time. It's always been a sort of a maybe even like a mindfulness thing, or like it's something yeah, it's something I enjoy doing, and it's something that's good for taking my mind off stuff.
I meant to ask this earlier. How long have you been streaming?
Just a few months. I think I started at the very tail end of August. So we're at what's that? It's like 3 months. Yeah, 3 months, just about. So yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot so far. I'm still tiny, but I've made affiliate, and I'm sort of getting into the groove of it. Yeah, it's been a good way to find like return to some interest I had in my youth, I guess, because I had a period where I was heavy into like Photoshop and stuff, and doing like bits of graphic design and a bit of animation and stuff. So I've done a tiny bit of like video editing, so I'm getting to sort of finding a use for that, I guess, and that like my overlays and stuff, they're not super fancy or anything, but they're all made by me, and it's something that I've also like enjoyed working on. It's like a creative outlet, I guess. And same with like the videos on my YouTube, edited by me. Most of them are let's play stuff, and it's super easy to edit because you just grab a chunk from your stream and you slap an outro screen and some music on the end and call it a day. But adjust some audio and that's about it. But yeah, I've found an outlet for that as well through streaming, which I which I enjoy a lot.
So, other than Fall Guys, how do you pick what game you're going to play on a stream?
Um, it's been I guess a combo of like getting to stuff that I just genuinely wanted to play myself. Jumping on a couple bandwagons because it's not a it's not a bad idea when you're streaming to be mindful of what's coming out and what's big. And like finding stuff that's interactive as well. Like I've played a bit of Among Us, which is really fun. Once you like, because I've grown I'm not big by any stretch of the imagination, but I have a bit of a following. Like I have a bit of a community now, and like getting to hang out with them and play, hang out with them and play, is a lot of fun. So that's how I came about Among Us. Was like it blew up. I think a lot of people think that Among Us came out recently and that's why it got big the way Fall Guys did. Among Us came out in 2018. It's just it was picked up a few months ago by some big streamers and then went boom.
Seeing the football reminds me, I meant to ask this earlier. How did you come about being a Patriots fan?
That ties together with how I came about even knowing or caring about American football at all, which is my dad went to the States many years back when I was a kid, and as a like souvenir gift thing, he brought me back. He brought me Madden, so I got Madden 2004. So and at that point, and for most of the year since, but at that point, Patriots were one of the best teams. So I would use the Patriots playing Madden, and that just sort of became my team. And then a few more years went past until I started caring about like the actual following the NFL. But then that was sort of my team. Like, I don't know how it is with you over there, but at least like when I was a kid, it was a big thing of like with soccer, there's a period as a kid where you get to pick a team, and once you've picked a team, you now have a team. So like you have your Norwegian team, which will typically be where you're from. Some kids will pick another one and then be bullied for some years. Mostly you pick your home team, then you pick an English team, and maybe you even pick a Spanish team or like. But once you've picked a team, you're stuck with that. So there's a lot of around here in Norway. There's a lot of poor guys walking around being fans of Stoke and Wimbledon and Leeds and some teams that have had rough patches for the last 20 years.
So, what is your take on American football versus football?
Oh, I mean, very different sports. I would say, like, I think my main interest with American football is one that I don't share with that many people who follow American football. I like the whole huge guys in pads knocking each other over and stuff is cool. I like it. It's an action sport. It's nice. But my main interest with it is the fact that I'd say it's the only sport that's strategic and not just tactical, in sort of just in terms of just the X's and O's of it, like the depth, the amount of like pre-planning you can do when you have 40 seconds between every 2 to 15 to maybe 20 seconds of actual play.
Right.
Just gives you a whole other world of it's the origination of how you have playbooks. The strategy of soccer, which I'd argue is more tactics, but that's wording, but is more like a set of rules. Like you have your formation, you play your 4-4-2 or your 4-3-3 or what have you, and then like a set of rules. Like we play man-to-man defense, or we use the offside trap, or like some of these, and then you basically sort of improvise over those rules for 90 minutes. Whereas American football is a lot more like chess pieces on a board. Like everyone lines up exactly here, and particularly for the offense where everything is basically pre-planned. Yeah, it's planned down to the yard, to the yeah, you have to gain inside leverage, da da da, and that's what I enjoy about it. It's in many ways similar to chess.
I just blinked.
All right. We've gone for a while though, so I think your eyes need that bit of water right now.
Yeah,
It must be dry.
everything was starting to get blurry.
All right. Yeah, I think you're hitting just about the point where it becomes a health consideration, to be honest. But yeah, that's impressive, dude.
Well, thank you. I think we've got enough footage at this point to go ahead and end the interview. I will make sure.
Thank you for having me.
I will make sure to leave the part in where I blinked so nobody thinks that I'm cheating. And we're going to do the part that we've done in all the other previous videos where I am going to get you to say that I was not able to beat Joe in a staring contest.
All right, cool. Do you want it straight down the barrel?
Sure.
All right. I was not able to beat Joe in a staring contest. In fact, I didn't come even fucking close. He washed me, and he's just gone for almost just about an hour's worth of interview, and just now blinked. I am, in a weird way, impressed, and also feel slightly sorry for his eyes right now.
I am now 13-0, and I'm going to undefeated. I'm going to ask you to call out somebody else to be a guest and sit on the other side against me in a staring contest.
Yes, I was thinking about this just before I came on. Like, I should know who I want to call out. I'd like to call out my guy Wolf87. He's also a Twitch streamer. He streams Destiny mostly. He's been my jokingly referred to him as Destiny Daddy. He's sharpened me through raids. He's a really, really great, super wholesome guy from Texas who's just a lot of fun and enjoys like helping people out and being like a positive influence on people's day. He's a wonderful, wonderful dude. And yeah, I'm sure he'd love to do it. Hopefully.
Well, there you go, Wolf. You've been called out to be in one of my staring contest videos, but that's going to be it for this episode of Who's Joe YouTube Edition. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and like the video. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already followed BG here on Twitch, go ahead and do that. I know I'm going to go ahead and follow him. I'm going to try to watch the next time he streams. The whole time difference between our two countries can be an issue, but I am going to try to watch as soon as I can. There's going to be a video down here at the bottom left that I've recommended, a video down here at the bottom right that YouTube has recommended. Watch one of them, watch both of them, watch all of them. But that's going to be it for this episode, and I will see you the next time.